Alright, in this video I'll be answering the following question. You have a survey of 89 college students. It was taken to determine the musical styles of college students. Of those, 31 students listened to rock, 33 to classical, and 35 to jazz. Also, 18 students listened to rock and jazz, 13 to rock and classical, and 19 to classical and jazz. Finally, 11 students listened to all three styles. Construct a Venn diagram and determine the cardinality for each region. Use the completed diagram to answer the following questions. Alright, so you can see I've made a little diagram here. It's not the best looking one, but it'll work for our purposes here. The main thing you want to remember when you do this, and by the way, you can see I have all the answers already given here. It's just when I printed it out, that's how it was. But the main thing here is you got to fill out your Venn diagram correctly, and then I just realized I just threw away my example here. Get that. Anyway, so what you want to do though is you want to work from the inside out. That's the way. That's really the challenge, or the strategy here, I should say. So first of all, we want to start with the people that did listen to all three types, and that was 11 that listened to all three. So we're starting on the very inside, and then we're going to work our way out. Next, we'll look in these areas here. So we have 18 that listen to rock and jazz. So that would be the group in here. These are the guys that listen to rock and jazz. Now we already have 11 here. And so if there's a total of 18, that means there's 7 here. And then 13 to rock and classical. Well, if there's 11 in here, again, this is the area of people that listen to rock and classical. Well, you have 11 that are in here that listen to all three. You have to count those because they do listen to classical and rock. And so there's another 2. Total of 13 that listen to both of these types of music. And finally, 19 that listen to classical and jazz. We'll see, there's 19 people in this area, and we already have 11, and so that means this must be 8. And so finally, we can go back to, let's see, there was 31 that listened to rock. Well, you have 18, 19, 20, and so that would mean you could subtract 31 minus 21, you get 11. 11 would be in just this area here. And then you have 33 that listen to classical. Well, you already have, in the classical circle, you have 10, 21. So that would mean we need 12 in here. You could do 33 minus 21, you get 12. And you could add all these numbers up and you would see that they do add up to 33. We've got 10 here, 31, 32, 33. All right, and then finally we have 35 that listen to jazz. So we have 15, and that would be 25, 26. So if you do 26 from 35, you would get 9. And again, all the numbers in this circle should add up to 35. You can double check that. Then the last thing is, notice there were 89 total students. If you add up all these numbers and you subtract them from 89, you should get 29 here. And so there's these add up to 60. So 60 from 89, you get 29. So now we're ready to answer the questions. It says how many listen to only rock music? That would be these guys here. So you have people in here, these are the ones that listen to more than one type of music, including rock. But the ones that only listen to rock, that's these 11. How many listen to classical and jazz but not rock? So classical and jazz, these are the people that listen to classical and jazz, the people in this overlap here. But not rock, that means we've got to throw out these 11, so that would be 8. How many listen to classical or jazz but not rock? Now you got to remember the word or is considered a union of the two sets. It's basically everybody that listened to classical or jazz or both. And so when you union these, let's see, classical and jazz, you would take everybody in this circle and union it with everybody here. But it says, so it'd be everything in this circle and this circle combined, but not rock. That means we got to take out this part here because these are the ones that are in rock. So we're going to count 12 and 8, which is 20, and another 9, and that's where you get the 29. How many listen to music in exactly one of the musical styles? So there are 11 that just like rock, 12 that just like classical, plus 9, and that's where I'm getting the 32. How many listen to music in exactly 2 of the musical styles? So exactly 2, that would be these guys here. They like rock and jazz. These like classical and jazz, and these like rock and classical. So these 3 areas are the ones that like just 2 styles. So 2 and 8 is 10, and another 7 is the 17 here. And finally, you can see these are the ones that didn't listen to any of the musical styles. All right, so that's it for that problem. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know.